Well, can I say that about 1/3 have learned meditation, and the other 2/3 have not learned meditation? Yeah. So I will introduce some meditation techniques this morning for those who have not learned. Now, for those who have learned meditation, let me ask this question. Amongst those who have been practicing meditation, who have been practicing meditation on a regular basis? Okay. Can I say about half of those who put up their hands? Yeah? And the question is, if you have been meditating on a regular basis, why have you meditating on a regular basis? For those of you, can you suggest why are you meditating? Oh, you want to start the day well, okay. To have a peace of mind, yes, very good. Some others who have put up your hands, meditation on a daily basis? Yes. For calmness, yes? Yeah, you want to do it for calmness, to make the mind calm. Why do you want to meditate on a regular basis?
I find it's very peaceful, very healthy.
Yes. So very peaceful and very healthy. Very good. Some others? Why do you meditate on a regular basis? Those who put up your hands, yes? Oh, nirvana. Wow. Well, on a daily basis, going to nirvana, that's rather ambitious, but it's a good heart, a good aspiration. Obviously, the ultimate aim is for us to reach nirvana. Some others? For relaxation, yes. Okay, to sleep well. So it brings a lot of benefits like relaxation, calmness of the mind, just to be able to sleep well, yes. Strengthen your mind, yes. Okay, that's very good. Okay, for those who have learned meditation and not meditated on a regular basis, why? No time, very good, no time. Everybody living such busy lives, so you don't have much time. Some other reasons? Lazy. Oh, procrastinate. Lazy, procrastinate. Why lazy? Maybe you don't get immediate benefits from meditation. After a while, you don't feel like meditation is really key. Yeah, and we procrastinate. Huh? It's so difficult to get in meditation. You want to get in meditation, you cannot get in. Good, very good. Some others? For those who have learned meditation but not meditating on a regular basis. Huh? The movie, you have substitutes. Like a movie. The movie is much better than sitting down meditating. Okay. Well, what other reasons do you have? Huh? A leg cramp. Okay. In meditation, you don't always have to sit and cross your legs. You can sit in some other ways as well. But well, leg cramp. Yeah, you need to do some exercises. I think like yoga, or some stretching. Yeah. Walking meditation. Yes, you can meditate. Yes. For those who have not been meditating regularly, why is that, sir? Procrastination, lazy, no time, mind cannot focus, don't get immediate benefits from meditation. You got other things that's more interesting. All right, these are good reasons. And that is why this morning I'm going to introduce meditation Espresso, which hopefully will be able to overcome some of the problems we have. No time? 5 minutes. Do you have 5 minutes? No time. If you find that you're hard to focus, I'll teach you a technique on how you can actually focus the mind quickly. It is effective because it amplifies. But we'll test out with you. So all of you are the experiments this morning. What is your understanding of meditation? What do you think is meditation? Any? Mental culture, okay, meditation. What is meditation? Is it important, meditation? Yeah, for the Buddhists, it is really important. What do you think are the benefits of meditation? I think some of you did mention about the benefits, so we just move on from there. Okay. Right, meditation is part of the Noble Eightfold Path. Noble Eightfold Path is part of our path of transformation, yes? So meditation, the Pali word is called bhavana. It can be translated as mental culture. How we go about cultivating, culturing the mind. All right? So meditation is a technique in which we can go about culturing the mind. And the word samadhi means being in a state of firmly fixed or established. So establishing your mind, making your mind steady and firm on the ground. So that is what meditation does. And when we meditate, it means the unification of your mental states. So you are collecting and bringing together, or you could say concentrating or even unifying the mental energies. Very often we find our mental energies are very dissipated. And because of that, we don't seem to be very effective. We tend to procrastinate, don't seem to be able to get our things done. You get distracted very easily, unlike being focused. You know that when a light is focused, it becomes like a laser beam. It's very powerful, it can cut through things. But if it is not focused, it is diffused, then it cannot do anything very much, other than maybe just to light up the room. So meditation is a way of bringing together and unifying the mental energies. And the word that we always use is to bring the mind to one-pointedness. So the mind comes to one point. The thing is, one point on what? It must be on a suitable object, suitable meditation. Because some things, when you put your mind on it, like I know sometimes in our trips we go over to a jewelry shop in the countries that produce gems. And at first people will say they're not interested, but when people see the glittering jewels and all that, their eyes start sparkling, and and then they begin to think, oh, I must buy this, I must buy that. Or even like sales or shopping centers and all that. So you cannot use all those objects for meditation. Those are not the right objects. Because why? Because it increases your desire and all that. That is not an ideal meditation object. Meditation object is the one that helps you to kind of let go of your desires, right? So the object itself must be something that is suitable, and you remained on the object for some time. Yeah? So, what is one-pointedness of the mind? One-pointedness is that the mind becomes steady, becomes stable, becomes steadfast. It also means that the mind is not scattered and not distracted, not wandering. It's very difficult because the nature of the mind is to wander. It's the nature of the mind to run all over the place. That is why the Buddha has used the analogy of a monkey mind. Is your mind like a monkey? Sometimes outwardly we look like a human being, but actually mentally we are like monkeys. Cannot keep still for one moment. Monkey cannot sit down. Although somebody sent a video of a monkey meditating. Have you seen that video? But most monkeys, 99.9%, they cannot keep still. So to be one-pointed means to have an unscattered mentality, and to be tranquil. You don't have agitation. So meditation is associated with that kind of one-pointedness, a centered mind, a mind that collects the mental energies and put on one object that is a neutral or a good object, not an object that creates desires within the mind. And of course, meditation is an important component of the Buddhist path for self-cultivation and self-transformation. It is important because it leads to awakening. One of our brothers suggested about meditation, about Nibbana, and in fact, this becomes one of the key on how we can attain the state of Nibbana. When we talk about mental culture, there are three things that goes into it, three of the Noble Eightfold Path. You have the right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Okay, all these three things, when you put together, becomes mental cultivation, mental culture. Right effort. What is right effort? Is it effort that you use physically? It is a kind of a mental effort. A mental effort means that if something unwholesome has arisen in the mind, you make the effort of putting it away, or you prevent it from arising. Okay? You prevent it from arising. If it is already there, you try to remove it. And if something wholesome has not arisen, you try to encourage it. And if it's already there, you sustain it. So actually there are four parts. For the unwholesome parts, the first one is what? You prevent And if it's already there, you try to remove. That's 2 for something unwholesome. For the wholesome part, what do? Number 1, if it's not there, you try to arouse it to bring it up. If it is already there, you sustain it. Don't remove. Good state for you to sustain. So that's right effort. In the case of meditation, if you have a meditation object, and if the mind has strayed away, bring your attention back to the object is the right effort. Okay, so you need right effort in the practice of meditation. That's the first quality. Second is mindfulness. We will look into what mindfulness is. And then concentration, right concentration, is bringing together your mental energies, putting in one object. So all these 3 factors comes together as part of our mental cultivation. Okay, is it clear? Any questions on this? All right, we shall move on. Okay, what is mindfulness? These days, mindfulness becomes a very popular catchword. In fact, many Western countries are now even introducing this in the education system. I think in Britain, they're introducing mindfulness in school. So kids learn how to do meditation. We are quite behind in the sense that even the Buddhist community is not practicing right mindfulness. So it's something that we should try to do. It is something that is really popular, and they are being used. There are a lot of research that is being done now in the best universities on mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Sorry? Awareness. Okay, mindfulness, awareness. Okay, the 2 words are synonymous. What are the things that goes into awareness and mindfulness? Can you throw in some words? Be a present moment. Be aware of the present moment. Awareness, present moment, some other things. How do you watch the present moment? Are you emotionally involved? Or are you more or less like detached from the present moment? How do you watch? Yeah? You take note of the event. You take note of the event, okay? You have awareness. This is a definition that is given by Jon Kabat-Zinn. And he says, awareness that arises from paying attention. You pay attention on purpose. That means you have the intention and you make the effort to pay attention in the present moment, non-judgmentally. That means you don't judge whether it's good or bad. You just watch it in a kind of like objectively. So that is the definition that Jon Kabat-Zinn. Have you heard of Jon Kabat-Zinn? He has introduced these people who have stress. He uses mindfulness in order to overcome stress. And he runs clinics all over, I think in the US. He's got programs on how you can overcome and take control of yourself, especially when people who have problems with stress. You go to this program of under Jon Kabat-Zinn. All right, now we will do a little exercise, okay? And this exercise is that I will just give you 1 minute, and we will all try to observe our breath, okay? Can you just sit in fairly quietly? And when I give the signal, you will just watch the breath, okay? All right, are you ready now? Okay, can we start? Just watch your breath for 1 minute. Okay, so that is 1 minute. Now I will just like to do a survey, so please be honest. Just be honest. We watched our breath for 1 minute, and I just want to find out, within that 1 minute, how many of you is on the breath for 20% of the time? That means the other 80% your mind has gone somewhere else. Please put up your hands. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How many of you were on the breath 50% of the time? The other 50% already gone. Okay, good. That's what we want. Very good. How many of you was on your breath for 80% of the time? Put up your hands, please. Okay. And how many of you are on the breath? 100%. Okay. So for those who are more experienced, 100%. So I could see the smattering. Some find it even hard to maintain the breath, mind on the breath, just only for 1 minute for 20%. Or if even 50%, okay? I'm going to introduce a technique that will help you to extend that period so you can remain on your breath for a much longer time than you think you can. All right? So just remember to see after that whether there is some kind of an improvement, all right? So we had an exercise of watching the breath. Now, let me just bring two things that we need to pay attention with. One is what we mean by attention or awareness. That means you become aware, putting your mind on a particular object. That is the first part of awareness. The second part, when we do mindfulness, is what we call meta attention. This is being aware of that you're aware. Right? So it is like a mind watching the mind itself to see, are you aware? Are you aware that you're aware? Right? Earlier we said be aware of your breath. So you were watching your breath. But after a while, you are also aware whether you're watching the breath or not. Okay, this is called aware of being aware. And this is what you call meta attention. Now, the reason why I show a picture of a person carrying away, you wonder, what is he doing down there carrying a barbell, a dumbbell? Now, sometimes when we sit down and meditate and our mind is not on the object, the mind strays away. We get frustrated. We say, oh, I don't think I can meditate. Like those of you could only, within that 1 minute of meditation, you could only keep your mind 20% of the time, and 80% it runs away. I will say to you, please don't be distressed at all, because that gives you an opportunity of practicing meta attention. That means for 20% of the time, you are watching on the breath, and when your mind starts straying away, when you become aware that your mind has strayed away, and when you make the effort to bring the mind back, you are practicing what we call meta attention. You're aware of being aware. And every time you do that, you're actually strengthening your mindfulness. It's like using a dumbbell, right? So some of you, when we ask you for meditation, we ask you to watch your breath, you think, what can this watching of the breath do? I remember that some of you might know the monk Sangasena, right? From Ladakh. He came here before. He said that he was ordained as a monk. He was a Ladakhi. I do not know if you know where Ladakh is. It's high in the Himalayas, very arid. It's like a desert in the highlands, in the Himalayas. So he was ordained as a monk. He went over to Bangalore, got training as a Buddhist monk. He came back. We were very inspired, wanting to teach meditation to the Ladakhis. Ladakhis, actually, they are Buddhists, but of a different tradition, a very traditional Buddhist practitioners. So he made an advertisement wanting to teach meditation, and the very first class he had only 3 people in the class. So it was like upstairs, he was seated down, the 3 people were sitting in the hall, so he asked them to watch the breath. So he sat down and all of them would watch the breath, their eyes was closed. And eventually he felt that there was not a stir in the room. The room was extremely quiet, and he was wondering what happened. So he opened his eyes, said, nobody in the room. So what happened to these 3 people? Where did they go? When he went out and looked out the window, he saw that these 3 people went downstairs and they were laughing. Because to them, why do you watch your breath when you meditate? Because their system of meditation is more like chanting mantras and all that. That is something that they are familiar with. Well, watching the breath, they say, it's weird. Why do you you watch your breath when you meditate? So watching the breath is like using a kind of a dumbbell. Each time when you watch the breath, it helps to strengthen your awareness. And when your mind has strayed away, and you're aware that the mind has strayed away, you're practicing what we call meta-attention, okay? You're aware of being aware, and that is very important. Actually, when you meditate, for simplicity's sake, let me say that you've got basically two types of mind. One is what we call the conceptual thinking mind. That's the mind that formulates, that thinks, that plans, that reasons. That's the mind that we use all the time, we're thinking all the time. When you meditate, you have to move to the other part of your mind. That is the watching mind, the noting mind. And this is the mind that do not formulate. But because we have been thinking all the time, if you try to watch it for a while, the mind will flip back into the thinking mind, you know. So it becomes a busy mind again. So the moment it goes back to the busy mind, then you become aware that your mind has become busy. Then you bring it back to the mind, to the state of awareness. You keep on doing that, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop. So sometimes when you sit down and meditate, when the mind wanders all around, this is what you do. The moment you're aware that your mind has wandered, very good. So it's like a kind of a dumbbell. You've just done one or two things, right? And then when you try to bring your mind back to the breath again, you already do your dumbbell. You keep on doing that, your mindfulness will actually get stronger and stronger. It's just this example of a person using dumbbell, okay? And that is how we go about strengthening the mind. So if your mind keeps straying away, not to worry. All you need to do is note that they're straight and try to bring it back. And that's how you strengthen your mindfulness. That's what we call meta-attention. All right, is that clear? Okay. Now, moving on. So this is like a meditation process or focus attention. First, you watch the breath. Like our three friends, Ladaki, they were laughing. Not realizing that watching the breath can actually bring the mind to much deeper states. And then a distraction comes. Very common, happens to everybody. So please don't be distressed if your mind gets distracted. And then what happens is that you should notice the distraction. That is meta-awareness. You suddenly know, my mind is not here, my mind is already somewhere else. And that's good. So you actually note that it's going. And then the reorientation of attention, that means you bring your mind back to the breath. And that's also good. That's good. That's also meta-awareness. And then you follow the breath again. So this process goes on. And after a while, this distraction becomes less and less. And you remain on the breath more and more. It will come after a while. It comes with practice. Or if you go for a retreat, you know, after a while, the attention really becomes really good. So this is a process that we go through. In our busy state, the mind runs everywhere. So if you're 20% of within 1 minute, don't be distressed. This is common, okay? Okay, we have this Daniel Goleman, who was working with emotional intelligence. He says that we need to practice self-awareness, and that is knowing our internal states, our preferences, our resources, our intuition. So as part of mindfulness, we also need to be mindful of ourselves. You become self-aware. You become aware of your feelings inside, about your thoughts, you know, about yourself. First, we have body awareness, okay? Now, this is early morning. I just want everybody to do a little bit. Can you please all stand up? Yeah. Put the things down on the ground, because we are going to do body awareness. All right. It's good to stand up a little bit to refresh ourselves. Okay? Okay, stand quietly with our eyes closed now. Can you feel the sensation on your foot? Just feel the sensation. Don't put in either likes or dislikes, just feel. What is it like? Are you aware of your feet on the ground? Now, how about your legs? You will feel some sensation, maybe your pants and your skirt touching your legs. Can you feel that sensation? Can you feel the sensation on your hands? How does the hands feel like? You feel some vibrations there, some heat. How about some sensations on your chest? How about the sensations on your face? How about the sensations on your eyes? All right, now you can open your eyes and I'll let. So this is something that we can do, being aware of our body. What happens when you become aware of your body? What happens to your mind? Do you find some kind of changes in your mind? What's your experience? Are you become focused? Do you feel tense or more relaxed? You become relaxed, yeah? So almost like letting go. So sometimes when you're really stressed up and all that, all you need to do is just to feel your legs, your foot, the sensation on your body, your face. And very quickly, what happens is that your mind that is wandering all over the place comes back and you become mindful. Right? So that's mindfulness. Okay, can you please sit down? So that is a general sensation on the body. Now we're going to do something else. We had a body scan. We become aware of the sensation. You can just do it for 1 minute if you like. You can even do it before you fall asleep. That's very good. Yeah, to calm down your mind. Okay. So I'm going to teach you a technique. This is a thumb stroke technique. I must actually claim that I discovered this technique while going for a retreat. And yeah, so that is body awareness. Now, I did mention to you that I want to introduce a technique that will help you to strengthen your mindfulness. Because we could see that from the feedback that you gave this morning, the reason why if you already know how to meditate, but you're not meditating on a regular basis, is because sometimes you might not get any feedback. You find it hard to keep your mind onto the object. You get like kind of frustrated. You get distracted. Other things becomes more pressing for you, so your mind cannot remain there. I found that this technique is actually very useful for me when I went for that retreat. So much so that I thought maybe we can get this technique patented. But the problem with trying to patent a technique like this is so simple that anybody can use it, and there are not much technical specification. So I think the patent office will just reject it offhand. But this is still a very good technique because what it does, it will actually amplify your awareness. And if you use this for your mindfulness, it will really help you in your meditation. Okay, now, how do you do it? Okay, you have your thumbs, right? Okay, all right. Can you put your right palm over your left palm? With your thumbs touching each other. The thumbs are touching each other. All right? Now, can you just rub one thumb against the other? You can do it like this, or you can do it at the side. All right? Now, I just want you to stroke your thumb. And can you feel something? Do you feel some sensation? All right. Now, what I want you to do is that you stroke your thumb slowly, and then just be aware of the sensation arising from your thumb. We'll just do that. Okay. Try to be with the sensation throughout. That means when you stroke your thumb from the start till the end, you are with the sensation. Be aware of the sensation. Okay, so is the technique clear? Can you feel the sensation throughout? It's not like just down there, it's just like you're following the sensation as it occurs. All right, okay. Now, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you to watch your breath again, right? But this time, I want you to synchronize the stroking of your thumb with the breath. For instance, if you want to breathe in, it's up to you whether you want to brush your thumbs out or in, all right? So as you breathe in, you might want to push your thumb maybe outwards this way. And then with the out breath, maybe you would like to push your thumb back the other way. In other words, what happens is that the stroking of your thumb will follow your breath. Breathing in one direction, either towards yourself or outward, doesn't matter. And breathing out, you change the direction. And you just pay attention to the sensation arising from your thumb. But of course, you're aware of your breath because you're synchronizing the stroking of your thumb with your breath. You're going to do that for 1 minute. All right? Are you ready? Okay, ready? Go for 1 minute. Okay, so that's exactly 1 minute. Now, remember at the start of our session, I asked all of you to watch your breath for 1 minute. And now we're watching the breath, but now with the stroking of the thumb. And I'm going to ask you a question. Just help us by putting up your hands. How many of you were on your breath for 20% of the time? Please put up your hands. Okay, one hand. 50% of the time? A few hands, thank you. 80% of the time? Okay, 100% of the time. Wow, you see? So virtually I can see any improvement. Those of you who felt that this stroking of the thumb makes you perform worse off than when we first started, please put up your hands. That means you perform worse off with the stroking of the thumb. You get distracted, is it? Yes. How many of you felt that the stroking of the thumb really helps you to be able to sustain your attention and your breath? Please put up your hands. Wow. So I would say that this is one versus so many. So many people found that there is an improvement, right? Now you can actually remain on your breath much longer because just by stroking of the thumb that mimics the movement of your breath, you can actually remain on your breath much longer. Can you see what this does? Firstly, the movement of our thumb helps to kind of amplify the sensation. The sensation of the thumb is much, much stronger than the sensation of the nostril. And the thing is, if the mind itself is really still at a gross state, it is hard for this gross state of mind to be watching a very fine object like the breath. So very often when we watch the breath just disappears, it's not clear. And when the meditation object is not clear, it is easy for the mind to wander. So is it a wonder that when you meditate, your mind either wanders or you fall asleep? It's because the object of your meditation is not clear enough. So by using this technique of stroking your thumb, you amplify the sensation. And therefore, because of that, you can remain much longer on this meditation object. And therefore, your success rate becomes very much more. So this helps to increase your success rate in your meditations. For those of you who feel discouraged that the meditation is getting nowhere, I sit down, I meditate, my mind keeps wandering around. It's only because your mind is still at the gross state, you're watching something that is fine, that is subtle, and it is as expected, your mind will not be able to maintain on this sensation for very long. So this is a technique you can use by moving your thumb. Now, the other thing about moving your thumb is that sometimes if you sit down, if you go for a retreat, you sit down for 1 hour, it is not that your mind will remain the same like that throughout 1 hour. The mind will fluctuate. Sometimes the mind becomes really alert. So as I was talking about the watching mind, sometimes your watching mind is like 50% goes up to 80%, the mind is watching. But sometimes it declines to 30%, 20%, so the mind itself is like not very aware, not very, very attentive. So this is when you can actually begin to switch by moving the movements of your thumb. And so the object becomes clearer, so that is how you begin to activate your mind. So this is actually used for the activation of your mind, all right? The other thing is that that is when your mind becomes very sluggish, lazy, slothful. So by stroking the thumb, you are able to provide energy into your meditation. So your awareness becomes sharper, right? The other thing is that when we sit and to meditate, the other thing that can happen to us is our mind will start wandering. Thoughts will come. Your mind goes back to the thinking mode and it starts wandering, thinking about this and that. In order to bring the mind back, you need a strong object. And the stroking of your thumb, because the sensation is quite strong, will help you to bring back your mind. All right? So, and this is also something to check yourself, because sometimes you're not sure you're meditating or you're sleeping. So metta attention. So you know, oh, I'm not sure whether I'm sleeping or I'm meditating. So you just stroke your thumb. I can feel the sensation. I'm awake right now. And, right? And you keep stroking your thumb in order to activate the mind, in order to bring up the awareness. So you use this technique to activate. Now actually, in the development of your mental powers, the Buddha spoke about the 5 mental powers. The first, let us use our hands, so it's easy for us to think. The thumb represents faith, all right? For us to develop anything, we need to have the quality of faith or confidence. That goes to your thumb. Second, pointing finger, energy. You need to have effort and the energy, all right? That's the second one. The third, the middle finger, is what you call mindfulness. Mindfulness is the awareness of being able to see what is happening right now. All right? Is it too much, too little? Is it balanced? That is the middle finger. All right? The fourth finger, your ring finger, is what you call concentration. The ability to focus your mental energies, concentration. And the fifth, last finger, is called wisdom. Right? Okay, test. Thumb is what? Middle finger. Hey, middle finger. Mindfulness. Last finger. Wisdom. Ring finger. Concentration. Second finger. Energy. Fourth finger. Fifth finger. Thumb. Pointing finger. Energy. Wow, very good. So very good. Huh? So, putting faith and wisdom aside first, let us concentrate on these 3 things. This finger. Middle finger? Mindfulness? Ring finger? Okay. So the mindfulness is the one that is almost like a conductor. He knows what's happening. How is the orchestra playing? How's the choir singing? That's our mindfulness. So you're aware. All right? So for you to be successful, you need to have mindfulness. You need to have energy. Sometimes when your energy is low, that's how you feel sleepy, you feel drowsy, you want to fall asleep. All right? So by stroking your thumb, you can arouse the energy, mental energy, right? The other thing is that the concentration, all right? So when your mind is diffused, by stroking your thumb, you can actually collect your mental energy. So by using the stroking of the thumb, you're aware of the sensation, your middle finger. You're aware of your, you activate your energy, which is your pointing finger, and you also bring up your concentration. So when these 3 mental powers arise together, you'll find that you have a much more success rate in your meditation. All right? Just a simple technique like that can actually strengthen 3 of the 5 mental powers. Of course, faith is something else that you can have faith in the triple gem, and then of wisdom. So just this technique itself was out of the 5 mental powers. Number 1, faith. Number 2, number 3, number 4, concentration. Number 5, wisdom. So 3 out of 5, how you build up your mental powers. So you find that when people cannot meditate, it's only because the concentration or the energy do not come up at the same time. When concentration comes up too fast and energy is not there, the mind falls asleep. When energy comes up too fast, concentration is not there, the mind starts wandering all over the place. All right? So the stroking of the thumb helps you to balance your energy and bring up all these mental powers together. Simple technique. Don't you think I should patent it? It's so simple. And you can see the success rate in your meditation. All right, so 2 steps basically is this. Number 1, stroke your thumb and feel the sensation. And after a while, bring your thumb, synchronize the stroking of your thumb with the breath. It's quite easy, right? Okay. So that is the development of mindfulness. And in fact, we're halfway through our meditation espresso. Let me introduce the 2 other things that we are going to use this, and then we shall do it together. 5 minutes. Only meditate within 5 minutes. Okay? Now, the other thing that we are building up into the meditation espresso is metta. What do you understand about metta? What is metta? Loving kindness. Some more? What other ways to translate the word metta? Eh? Loving kindness or universal friendliness. And metta is a very useful technique for us to have. The practice of metta will actually help you to change your life. Really, your relationship with people, the way you feel, when you begin to have loving kindness in your mind, everything that you touch will be transformed by the loving kindness that you have. Yeah? It's almost like putting these glasses. If your glass is very dark or dirty glasses, then you see the world as being dirty. But if you have love, your glass tends to be like rose-colored. You see things in a much more beautiful way. Okay, all right. Okay. This is a technique that we're going to use at the start of our meditation espresso. I want you again to put the things down, and we just do about 1 minute and this. Earlier, we stood up and we felt, we became aware of our feet, our legs, and things like that. Now we just want to bring a smile to different parts of the body. This is very, very useful, very healing. All right, so sit down in a very quiet fashion, put the things down. We will do this for 1 minute. You know, what is associated with a smile? When you smile, what happens? How do you feel inside? Happy? Some more? Huh? You feel relaxed, you feel soft inside. Yeah? All right, so we want to bring a smile to different parts of your body. All right? Just imagine that different parts of your body are smiling, relaxing, letting go, feeling beautiful. All right? Okay, now close your eyes. The eyes is normally the place where a lot of tension is gathered because we spend a lot of time reading, watching. All right, now be aware of your eyes. Do you feel some sensation around your eyes? Okay, now bring a smile to your eyes. Let your eyes relax and smile. Now be aware of your forehead. You feel some sensations in your forehead. Can you make your forehead smile? Just imagine that your forehead is smiling now. Be aware of your cheeks, sensations of your cheeks. Let your cheeks smile. Be aware of your throat. Let your throat smile. Be aware of the upper part of your body. And now let us be aware of the organs, the vital organs in our body. Your lungs, let your lungs smile so that your lungs become healthy and strong. And now your heart, open up your heart and make it smile. your liver, which is just below your right ribs. Let your liver smile. Your kidneys at the back. Let the kidneys smile. Spleen, your pancreas, your stomach, your internal intestines. Let them smile. Now the upper part of your body is smiling now. Moving down to the lower part of your body, let your legs smile and relax. Relax and smile. All right, okay, thank you. How do you feel? How do you feel? You feel good? You feel relaxed? Yeah. This is something that we can actually do, you know. Sometimes we don't look after ourselves, right? How do you feel when you smile in your eyes? Do you feel like relaxed, happy? Yeah. So this is the technique that we use at the start of our meditation, cappuccino, and it is a practice of metta, sending loving kindness to yourself, so that you fill yourself with love and light. And when you're filled with a lot of love and light, then it's easy for you to start sharing loving kindness to other beings. Something that you can practice all the time. Bring the smile to your eyes, bring the smile to your cheeks, bring the smile to your throat, bring the smile to your internal organs. You know, our body is composed of billions of cells, and all the cells respond to the mind. Because if the mind is no longer there, what happened to the body? You know what happened to the body, right? So all the cells in the body respond to the mind. So when you begin to have thoughts of loving kindness to different parts of your body, you're sending anti-metta to yourself. And when the cells are filled with loving kindness, how do they think they perform? Like children, when they are well loved, how do they think that their children will behave? As opposed to children who are always being scolded and being punished and abused. So the cells are like that also. When you send loving kindness to your cells, the cells will respond to you in a very good way. All right? So this is very healing. It's a very good exercise for us to practice. So this is bringing a smile to your body, not hard. Anybody can learn. It's simple enough. This one not yet patented also. I think some people who are in the university should do some research on this. Put probes on the brains, and yeah. So one of our members is going off, I think, to Nottingham to do a master's degree on this some research on loving kindness, I think. All right. The other thing about loving kindness, metta meditation, is we make a wish. Metta is a meditation. The object of meditation is you make a wish in order to bring up the flow of loving kindness. And you also have an object. In this case, you send first to yourself, and then secondly, you send it to others, okay? You send it to yourself because you want yourself to be filled with love and light. So the exercise is that, this time very simple, just one line, one wish. In a Wednesday meditation that we have been doing here in BGF, we have 4 wishes. But one wish itself is enough, because I do not want to confuse everybody with 4 wishes and too many things to wish. So the wish is that may my heart be peaceful and free. When we talk about heart, it is not just a physical heart, because according to Buddhism, the seat of the mind is really based in the heart. Okay. So when you say may my heart be peaceful and free, it's like saying may I be peaceful, may I be free. All right? Can we do that for 1 minute? Huh? You just send a wish to yourself, smiling inside you, having the sense of that glow, that happiness within. You say, may my heart be peaceful and free. We do it for 1 minute now. All right, so that's just 1 minute of sending loving kindness to ourselves. Okay, now I just want people to turn your seats. Maybe the front people, can you just turn your seats so that you can see the people? Can you just turn your seats around so that you can actually look at each other? Yeah. Of course, the people at the back, you just remain where you are, so that you can actually see each other physically. Yeah? So you can actually physically look around. Can you see each other? Can, huh? Now, what I want you to do is, as you can see people around you, I want you to choose 2 people without telling them whom you have chosen, and you have a wish. We do this for 1 minute. I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy for half a minute, and then turning your attention to the next person, I want you to be happy. Don't say, I want you to be happy. Don't be like Mr. Bean, so anybody can see who you are referring to. Just look around and close your eyes. Choose 2 people, and then you say, I want you to be happy. All right? I like you to be happy, first person, and then the other half a minute, we do that for the second person. All right? If you're ready, can we start right now? I like you to be happy. Now the second person, I like you to be happy. All right, so that's 1 minute. Okay, thank you. Can you turn back? Yeah. Can I ask you, how do you feel when you send loving kindness or kindly thoughts to the people? Do you feel any changes in your mind? Yes? What do you feel? You feel happier, right? Those who say that you feel happier, put up your hands. Those who feel no change in your mind, put up your hands. Those who feel more miserable, put up your hands. So somehow, when we begin to send loving kindness to people, when we have kindly thoughts for people, it actually lifts us up. It makes us happy. So actually, that is in fact one of the secrets of happiness. By wishing other people to be happy, wanting to see other people happy, we actually become happy, right? So somehow this is some chemistry that has been built into us, right? So this is also being used for loving kindness meditation. And okay, so you had this exercise. You say, I wish this person to be really happy. Yeah, and you could also say, you can, as a matter of exercise, that's what we have just done. And I think most of you feel better because of that. Okay, so of course, you could also wish that person, may your heart be peaceful and free. It's the same thing. Oh, I wish you to be happy. Also can, right? So, so we have covered all the main elements of meditation cappuccino. Do you want to put it together? Do you want to have your coffee right now? I've shown you all the ingredients. Now we shall mix them together and do. Are you prepared now? Are you okay? We do meditation cappuccino. Not cappuccino, espresso. Have espresso. Not cappuccino. Or cafe latte. Okay. So this is what we will do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things within 5 minutes. You can manage that. You can manage 5 minutes in your life. Just setting that aside for mindfulness. Number 1, the first minute, smile to different parts of the body. We have done that before. Right? Smile, 1 minute. The second minute, you just stroke your thumb and do nothing. Just be aware of the sensation arising from the stroking of your thumb. That's the second minute. The third minute, as you stroke your thumb, you synchronize that with your breathing in and breathing out. And being aware of actually your breath is still there because you're stroking in the in conjunction with your breath. So you know your breath is there, but you're also aware of the sensation. Later on, as you begin to progress, I wouldn't say progress, as your mind becomes a bit more focused, then you might actually want to shift your mind actually more to the breath. And later on, even dropping that stroking, like when you go on a retreat. But when the mind itself is not so settled, is sleepy, not energized, then you can go back stroking your thumb again to re-energize. So this is a technique for re-energizing the mind. And then we switch over to metta. On the fourth minute, you make a wish. May my heart be peaceful and free. On the fifth minute, think of a friend. Think of somebody, or it could be people within this hall. You could say, I wish you to be happy. Oh, may your heart be peaceful and free. May you be peaceful and free. That's the fifth minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First minute, smile. Second minute, stroke the thumb. Third minute, synchronize your breath, stroking. Fourth minute, make a wish to yourself, filling yourself with love and light. Fifth minute, having a good wish for everybody. Ready? We shall do it together. Do we have a bell here? Okay, thank you. Yeah, good. All right, so we will do meditation espresso. Okay, if you're ready right now. Let us smile to different parts of our body. First your eyes, relaxing your eyes and smiling to your eyes. Now to your forehead. Aware of your forehead, smile to your forehead. Now your cheeks, aware of your cheeks, smile to your cheeks. Aware of your throat, smile to your throat. Aware of the upper part of your body, your internal organs. Smile to your internal organs. To the lower part of your body. Smile to the lower part of your body. Now your entire being is relaxed and smiling. Now stroking your thumb and feeling the sensation arising from your thumb. Just be aware of the sensation from the start, right through, every moment, aware. Now we synchronize the stroking of your thumb with your breath. Just be aware of the sensation from start to finish. Now we make the wish, may my heart be peaceful and free. And now you just think of a friend or someone in your life or people in this hall, and you make a wish, may your heart be peaceful and free. Smile in your heart as you send out these kindly thoughts. My friends, may your heart be peaceful and free. May you be happy. And let us smile to different parts of our body. First your eyes, relaxing your eyes and smiling to your eyes. Now to your forehead. Aware of your forehead, smile to your forehead. Now your cheeks, aware of your cheeks, smile to your cheeks. Aware of your throat, smile to your throat. Aware of the upper part of your body, your internal organs, smile to your internal organs. To the lower part of your body, smile to the lower part of your body. Now your entire being is relaxed and smiling. Now stroking your thumb and feeling the sensation arising from your thumb. Just be aware of the sensation from the start, right through, every moment, aware. Now we synchronize the stroking of your thumb with your breath. Just be aware of the sensation from start to finish. Now we make the wish, may my heart be peaceful and free. And now you just think of a friend or someone in your life or people in this hall, and you make a wish, may your heart be peaceful and free. Smile in your heart as you send out these kindly thoughts. My friends, may your heart be peaceful and free. May you be happy. All right, okay, thank you. You can open your eyes. You have meditated for 5 minutes. So how was it? Very good. Those of you who felt that your experience was really positive, please put up your hands. Oh, thank you so much. You think you can manage 5 minutes in your life every day? It's not so difficult, right? Yeah, this is how to make meditation really accessible. And good. So if you have 5 minutes to spare, you think you can commit yourself to do meditation espresso on a daily basis? Yeah, you can do it in the morning or even during lunchtime or anytime you can get just 5 minutes. Can you remember the sequence first? Smile, right? Second, stroke the thumb. Third, to synchronize with your breath, stroking the thumb to synchronize with your breath. Fourth, make a wish. May my heart be peaceful and free. And then finally, wishing others, may your heart be peaceful and free. Or I wish you happiness, something like that. So, yeah. All right, so the 5 minutes, and we can manage that. So, okay. So actually that's meditation espresso. You can even do it again if you want. Right. So, do you have any questions on this? Any questions? Yes? Okay. As you make wishes to yourself, may my heart be peaceful and free. Do you stroke Do you stroke your thumb? It is really up to you. Because stroking the thumb itself has got some kind of energizing quality. If you find that it is early morning, I've had not got my coffee yet, I'm still a bit like lethargic and sleepy, then you might actually want to stroke, may I? Yes, you can do that. Or if you want it to be a bit quieter, then you don't stroke your thumb as you make a wish. So the choice is really up to you. Remember your middle finger? What is the middle finger? Mindfulness. That mindfulness will actually help you to determine what is the state of your mind at that time. And you know the state of mind changes from moment to moment. So if you feel that you actually need the stroking of the thumb, then use it. If you don't feel that you need to use the stroking of the thumb, then don't use it. So it is determined by the middle finger, your mindfulness. Okay? Any questions? Yes? Can the stroking of the thumb being used for relaxation? Actually, the stroking of the thumb is that sometimes the reason why you're not relaxed is because your mind is too active. Your mind is running all over the place. Like you have a full day schedule and you're pressed and you have pressure, you got deadlines to meet, and so you're under a lot of pressure, so the mind is running all over the place, and that actually intensifies the tension that you have. So if you have a quiet moment, just sit down together and just bring your mindfulness to one object. Okay? The object could be your breath, could matter, or could be the stroking of your thumb. Yeah? Yes. 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 If you would like to teach this to your children, that is synchronizing the stroking of your thumb with the breath, it can really help them. Actually, if the children were to do this, you find that their minds will actually be sharper. If they do this on a continuous basis, you find that they will have much more focus, much more attention, and actually in terms of grades, they will actually do better. The mind will actually get better because as you begin to do this, the focus of the mind will actually be there. And when the mental energies comes together, the mind actually becomes enhanced. So it's really good for children. You see, the technique of brushing your thumb is that some people, when they try to do meditation, what happens? They watch the breath. The breath is really subtle. And everybody says, you got to watch your breath. So they watch the breath. But somehow the breath doesn't seem to be there. It's like a moment it is there, the next moment it is not there. So they use a lot of extraordinary effort to try to catch all of the breath. So they over-concentrate. And you can only do over-concentration just for a while. It's like a muscle. When you tense it, you can only do it there for a while. But if you keep that to a prolonged basis, the mind gets completely exhausted. And that's why they find that after that they cannot meditate anymore. Because they use too much effort in that. As you stroke the thumb, you're just watching it. And that is how you should just watch. That's how you meditate. You're just like watching it happening in a kind of a non-attached, non-involved fashion. And that is how we watch. And that becomes a good technique when we do meditation. So we don't get the headache and all that. That occurs very often among meditators. The breath is subtle. At the start of the retreat, they find it hard to catch the attention to that, so they overuse, you use too much effort. So stroking of breath have to balance that, yes? Maybe you're not quite used to synchronizing your breath with your thumb. Or if you can watch the breath and the attention is very strong already, then maybe you don't need to stroke of your thumb. You use this technique whenever you need it. That's it. Yeah? The choice is yours. All right. Any questions? Yes? Yes. Okay. What happens is that your concentration factor has arisen, but the energy factor is lagging behind. So looking at this 5 fingers, your ring finger concentration has actually increased, and the energy level is coming up but not strong enough, and that is why you get sleepy. And in order to do that, you stroke your thumb and bring your attention to the stroking of your thumb. That will help you energize. This is the mental state, because at every moment your mental state changes. So sometimes your mind will actually start running around, sometimes you get sleepy. So use your middle finger to monitor the state of your mind and see what is really needed at that time. All right? So there's nothing wrong about the mind falling asleep. It's only that your concentration is getting into it, but energy factor is not strong enough, and that's why you get sleepy. So use the thumb and activate the mind with the stroking of the thumb. It is both to activate as well as to make the mind gather together when the mind is straying away. All right? Some questions? Yes? Yeah, there's no problem. It's simple enough, but of course, if you want it to be very quiet, then it's good to have some quiet moment where you are not distracted, where nobody is getting your attention. But this is something you can do if you're on a MRT or LRT. When you're doing absolutely nothing, you can just sit down, you can close your eyes, you can just do it. Absolutely no problem. It's okay with many things happening. It is okay with your eyes closed. It is okay with your eyes open. So even if you're sitting down there, waiting in line, stroking your thumb, nobody knows that you're doing mindfulness. But actually you're down there, standing in line and stroking your thumb, and you're being mindful all the time. Even with your eyes open, with you standing. So you don't really have to sit down and cross your leg like this. Okay, so it is something that you can use at anywhere, anytime. Even waiting in the supermarket, waiting for the cashier, right? Standing in line. Or driving, the tunnel down here, Tropicana, they close one tunnel to repair the tunnel, so you have a long queue. So it's a perfect time. You can either stroke your thumb or just stroke against the rim of your driving wheel and feel the sensation. And that is mindfulness. All right, okay, yes. Any other questions? Yes?
To start meditation, you say that certain hours is helpful to do meditation, like especially like 1 to 3 o'clock. Is it correct?
1 to 3 o'clock, what time?
In a new place or remote place.
Okay. I think that is more like a kind of a retreat condition. I think at that time it's better for us to sleep. Then after 3 o'clock you can wake up and do your meditation. Some people find that they can meditate very well in the early morning. Some other people, you give them early morning disaster because they will fall asleep. So everybody are different, So you choose the period which is more suitable for you. Yes.
Is there any technique for breath watching? I mean, is it feeling the breath, or is there any special technique?
Okay, very good. Now we have done the espresso. Let me just bring you a little further than espresso. I'm sure you want to do that, right? Because you have done 5 minutes and you find that, I can actually meditate. I'm now confident that I do meditation. Actually, many people don't do meditation because they are not confident that they can do it. But you have done meditation espresso. Now do you feel confident that you can handle meditation? Right. After you have built up the confidence, then maybe you want to go further. How do you go further? So we have given you the five 1 minute each thing. What you have to do is that you just watch the breath at the nostril and keeping your mind just at that point. Don't follow the breath in and out. Just keep your mind at the nostril, and as the brush in and out, you just be aware of the brushing of the breath. All right? You feel the breath brushing against it could be a nostril or the upper part of your cheek, of your lips. Just the air brushing. You don't follow it in and out. You just watch it.
Not counting in and out.
Yes. You can actually count. If you want to do counting is useful because sometimes the mind wanders and you do not know the mind has wandered. So when you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, sometimes when you go 1, 2, 3, and then the mind is lost, and you say, the mind has wandered at a point of 3. And then you go back to 1 again. And the thing is, if you count 1 to 10, do not go beyond 10. Other 1001, 1002, 1003, wow. Then it becomes thinking again. We do not want to do that. So you can handle 1 to 10 and back to 1. 1 is your default. If your mind has strayed, go back to the default mode. Go to 1. Okay? The way you can count is that there are several ways. Before the start of your breath, you can 1, in, out. 1, 2, in, out. 3, in, out. So that is counting at the start of your breath. Second is you can do it after in, out, 1. In, out, 2. That is actually helping us to track the breath. You can actually stroke the thumb and do the counting. That is okay. You can put the 3 things together. Then later on, when you watch the breath, You observe the breath throughout its entirety. Is it a long breath? Is it a short breath? Are there fluctuations? You watch the nature of the breath, and after a while, the nature of the breath will begin to change. As your meditation becomes deeper, your experience of breath will actually be changed. And then that will enable you to get into more subtle states. But that you have to do in some kind of a retreat condition. This meditation espresso is something that we can use all the time. It will not make us attain nibbana at any stage, but certainly it will help us on a daily basis. It's a tremendous help. And you find that actually you become more composed, more together, and the mind is really, really on the spot, there, ready, you know. So very often we are not in that position. Once in a while, after many, many days, once in a while, the mind is just like that. It's a wonderful state. But if you do this meditation espresso, you can almost make it like every day. Every day, you're that kind of alert, that kind of ready, and that sense of balance and the sense of happiness that arises. Now, if you do this meditation espresso on a daily basis, maybe for 1 week, 2 weeks, without some kind of a break, later on, as you begin to sit for meditation, you will have happiness and joy arising from your heart. It just opens up, and it lifts you up for the entire day. You have a wonderful feeling. It's like, wow, it's like you're on a kind of a top of the world. It's like when you're a kid, yeah, and today is your birthday. Everybody in the kitchen is preparing something for you. So how do you feel? You really feel happy. And you do this meditation espresso, you have that kind of happiness almost every day. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't it a wonderful feeling to feel that kind of young, that happiness, you know, that sense of anticipation, the joy and happiness that arises in your heart. And then the next thing you realize is that the joy and happiness is on demand. If you want it, you can have it, because you can create it within yourself. So this is what meditation espresso can lead. Something that is very useful. It's a life skill that you bring along with you, and you're always in that state of happiness, balanced state, you know, that sense of happiness that you can create, that can arise within your heart. But then you need to do it. You need to build a momentum. It's like cycling a bicycle. Now, I give you a bicycle. You just stroke one leg of the bicycle. Can the bicycle ride? Can you ride the bicycle? No, the bicycle will topple. If you push one leg down, and then the other leg down, third leg, right and left, is your bicycle able to go? Yes, but if after the 4 strokes, you stop stroking, what happens to the bicycle? It goes off. So in order to cycle, you need to do it like this: left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And after that, you don't even think about cycling a bicycle. You just enjoy the scenery as you feel, you know, the sense of liberation, you know, the bike carrying you where you are. So this is what meditation. If you want to do it, you need to do it on a kind of consistent basis, and you have to build up the momentum. Try not to break it. If you can do it like a kind of daily basis, do it for a while, and you begin to see that you can actually create a sense of happiness and joy. It's like that. No pills needed. No need to pay for anything. It's something that you can create within your own heart within 5 minutes. Okay? All right, so any more questions? Last questions? If not, go downstairs for the laksa. Thai laksa. Okay, so with that, I wish all of you happiness and joy. So.